Hey guys, welcome to Storytime. I'm Cerise and this is my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining. I upload daily videos on Monday. They're just random videos. On Tuesday, I do real estate here in the Dominican Republic and I put up places for sale and rent and also relocation. On Wednesdays, it's Relationship Wednesdays, and I talk about relationships and give advice. It's something we can all learn from real life situations. On Thursdays, I upload footage from my local television talk show here in the Dominican Republic. Fridays, I put up information on my weight loss struggle to victory. I'm in the middle of trying to lose at least 50 pounds right now, but I'm doing it. And then, of course, Saturday is today, and this is Storytime Saturdays, and then tomorrow will be Sosua Sundays. Sosua is a popular beach town area located in the north coast of the Dominican Republic, where I just go into the streets or go on the beach and I show what's going on in the area that I live in for more information for you if you're thinking about coming here. So this story today, because it is Storytime Saturday, is going to be about a ghost story. I am so interested in hearing what you guys think about this. Okay, so I was a young mom. Back in the day, there was like teenage pregnancies. I'm 50 years old now, and I was 17 when I had my daughter. Some of you guys may know that already. And so, I was like living with my mom, and I was a single mom, and I didn't want to live with my mom any longer. I wanted to do things and go out on my own. So when I turned 18, I moved out on my own. Now, the new place that I moved into was beautiful. It was lovely. So when I moved out on my own, my mom, she said to me, Cerise, listen, you're very young. You have a baby. I know you know what you're doing, and I know you're determined to leave and live on your own. And I know you can do it. But please be careful. Just be careful. Don't invite the devil into your home. And what she meant by that was, don't invite negative into my home. And she said to me, don't bring parties in your home. Don't bring a lot of men around your daughter. Just focus on your schooling and focus on growing yourself in life and being a good person. And I said, yes, Mom, I know, of course. And then, the first night that I was in my apartment, I remember it was on the 16th floor in downtown Toronto, and I was sleeping, and my daughter was sleeping beside me. And I remember the whole night, I was just unpacking things and putting up blinds. I had everything for my apartment that someone would need. So I was like well equipped. And it was only my daughter and myself. And my mom helped me out as much as she could, and my sisters as well. But it was well into the night, and they all left. And so I continued to, you're excited when you get your own place and stuff, and I was so excited. And so I continued to unpack every single thing. There was not one box that was in my way. So I went to sleep at around midnight, and I had a dream. And there was a woman in my sleep, and she was wearing a dress, like an old dress from like the Puritan days, from the kind of like the Pilgrim days, if you will. And she said to me in my sleep, I was sleeping in my bed, and she said to me, get up. And I remember I was sleeping still, and I sat up in my bed in my dream, and I looked at her and I said, how can I help you? And she's like, you got to get out. And I was like, why? And she's like, this is my apartment. Look. And she pointed to the corner, and all the boxes were packed up. Remember, this was my dream, right? And all the boxes were packed up. Every single box that I had unpacked. And then I said to her, I'm sorry, but you don't live here any longer. And, I don't know what to say to you, but this is my apartment now. And in my dream, I could sense that she was a ghost. I could sense that she was not aware that she died. And then in my dream, I heard a knock, right? Because she was like in my dream. She's like cussing me out. She's like, you got to go. Your boxes are packed. You got to get out of here right now. This is not your apartment. This is my apartment. And she was like speaking in a very rushed, not a whisper tone, but like a whisper, raspy voice. And then I'm telling her, I'm like, I'm not leaving. This is my apartment with my daughter. And then she looked at me and she's like, and then I heard a knock on the door in real life. I saw her in my dream. So in the middle of me hearing a knock in real life, she went into the closet. Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps. She slid open the closet door and she slipped into the closet and closed the door. And then as I said to her in the dream, I said, are you going to get that or would you like me to? I don't know why I was being so polite. I guess it's just my nature, right? And I'm like, are you going to get that or do you want me to? And she's like, what do you think? In my sleep. So I was like, okay. And then I woke up and I could still hear the knocking at the door. And I was like, oh, okay. So I walked to the door and I looked through the peek hole. And my daughter at the time, she was just barely walking, you know, and she's like standing beside me and she woke up as well. The bang was so loud and it was like after midnight. So I went to the peek hole and I looked through the peephole and I looked and I saw a woman and she looked like she was mixed, like, you know, of biracial. And she had hair like mine, but it was brown and curly. And her makeup is what really got me. One eye over here was just like green eyeshadow, but it was like painted across in a really dark color, like all uneven. On her other eye, it was blue, just very uneven as well. You know, you could tell that there was something off about this woman's makeup as I was looking at her through the peek hole. And she was wearing red lipstick, but it was painted in like a square shape all over. And I said through the door, can I help you? And she said, open the door. The same voice as the woman in my dream, but I didn't notice it yet. And then I was like, I'm sorry, you have the wrong door. I just moved in here, I'm new. And before I could even finish that, she's like, I know, open the door. I have something to tell you. And I was like, whoa. So I backed up and I looked at my daughter and I was like, God would never bring someone to my door this late at night or this early in the wee hours of the morning to give me a message. And then my mom's message came to me. Do not invite the devil in your home. You know, and this woman was like totally demonic. And I said to her, I'm sorry, I can't open the door right now. And that was it. She was gone. She just, phew, like, I don't remember if she just like walked left or walked right. Like she just phew, left. I went back to sleep quite easily as well. But when I laid in my bed, I remember the voice and the way she said, I know, I have something to tell you. Like that. I was like, that's the voice that was in my dream. And then the next day, I was in the elevator. I lived on the 16th floor. And I was in the elevator and I was, you know, my mom lived like just about a 15-minute walk away. So I was going to my mom's place the next day and I'm in the elevator with my daughter and a guy was getting on the elevator with me, also on the 16th floor. And he looked at me and he's like, hi. I said, hey, how are you? He's like, you just moved into 1604? And I said, yes, I did. And he's like, did you hear about the guy that jumped off the balcony? He lived there just before you. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you know, that's probably why you got the apartment so quickly, like so soon and so easily like that, because the guy just jumped off and nobody wanted to move in there. Everyone wants the 16th floor, of course, with the view downtown Toronto. He said there are people on the list in the building that wanted that apartment when the old lady died. Get that. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, but the guy that did get it, he moved in And he seemed okay, everything was all right. And he jumped off the balcony just after being in there for a few days. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, the guy wasn't suicidal. As far as we knew, the guy was just always cool, because the guy that got that apartment, 1604, he actually lived in the building prior to that. And he got transferred to that 2-bedroom. It was a beautiful 2-bedroom on the 16th floor downtown Toronto. So, there was like a waiting list. People in the building got first dibs. Nobody in the building wanted it, because first the old lady died, and then he took it and he jumped off the balcony. Everyone felt like there was something weird. I honestly feel he answered the door to the woman, and she just didn't want to leave. She lived in that apartment for 12 years. She was an older woman and she had no children. She was very quiet. She kept to herself. She gave no problems to anyone in the building. She died of old age, and she was found a long time after. People were walking by the apartment and they started to smell something come from the apartment door. And then, of course, when her rent was due, they went to knock on the door and they didn't get an answer. And they knew that she was always very on up front, like very much on time with her rent. And then, of course, they realized, she's older, she's always alone. Let's just knock on the door. When they didn't get an answer, they opened the door with the extra spare key from the office, and they went in, they found her dead. Natural causes. But I was like, wow. So I didn't really say anything to that guy at all. I didn't ask him his name, or anything like that. He told me in the elevator, because he was on the 16th floor with me. He told me in the elevator. We went down to the 16th floor. To the bottom floor. When we got to the bottom floor, I was on my way out of the building. And then I wanted to ask him at that moment, what does she look like? So I turned around to ask him, and he was gone. And I was like, oh, okay, I must ask him when I see him again. And I never seen him again. Never, ever seen him again. After being there for 2 months, I met a couple of people in the building, and you get chit-chatting with people when you're on your floor going down into the elevator, or people that are just getting in on different floors as you go down. And of course, 16th was the penthouse. It was the highest floor. So I always met so many people going down in the elevator. And for me, it was like fun, So I always met so many people going down in the elevator. As you could imagine, being on the top floor, and as friendly as I am, I get to talking with people. And then after being there for 2 months, I still didn't see this guy. And so, I started to ask my neighbors in the elevator, and I was like, did you know that woman? And they were like, yeah. And so everyone started to tell me the story. And then they told me the story about the guy. And they're like, wow, he was so nice, and he was such a nice guy. We would never imagine, that he would take his life. And I was like, wow. And they're like, yeah, and he just had the most beautiful piercing eyes, And I was like, wow. And I said, what did he look like? And I started to describe him. And then this was like before cell phones. And this one lady, she looked at me and she's like, yeah, that pretty much sounds like him. I'm like, he's 6 foot tall, slim. He has a really nice voice, a really beautiful smile, but his teeth are a little bit larger. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, huh. And I was like, do you have a picture of him, or does anyone have a picture of him? And she's like, there's a picture of him in the office, actually, because he was on the board of the building, like the co-op board. She's like, if you go to the office and you just look at all the photos of, like, that's on the billboard itself, you'll see a photo of him. And I was like, okay. And I did. I went. And guess what? The guy looked exactly like the dude that was in the elevator with me the next day. Remember the guy that I saw? It looked just like him. Until this day, I say to myself, that seemed like him. Maybe still roaming the buildings. Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps. And I never seen him on the 16th floor again, ever. And, he even said to me, be careful, because he asked me if I was married. And I said, no. And he's like, oh, you're just a single mom? You're kind of young. And I said, oh, yes, And he's like, okay. And he said, be careful. Just like that. Oh, oh, thought I saw something move over there. Ah. And I still live alone. And now I have my dog. But still, I woke up the other morning and I thought to myself, what am I going to do a story time on this week? And I don't do too many like ghost stories or anything. Most of them are about love. Most of them are about relationships. But, I thought to myself, I woke up thinking of this woman and I was like, ooh, that was a scary situation. And it was very uncomfortable. So I guess we all got to be careful. And the message that my mother gave me it resonated with me so much. I am glad I'm not that type of person that opens up doors to people. I'm still that same way till this day. If someone knocks on my door and I'm not expecting company, I am not answering the door. I will say through the door here, because in my building, I do a lot of business and stuff like that. So through the door, I will say hola. But if I don't understand what the person is saying to me through the door, or if I do and I just don't know them and they shouldn't be here, I'll say, sorry, you got the wrong door. Or if you are trying to get a hold of me, go downstairs and go ask someone to message me. You know what I mean? Because we have cell phones now. And if someone really wants to get a hold of me, all they have to do is go downstairs, the front of my building, and talk to someone outside to say, message Cerise, because most people on my street have my phone number. So yeah, I don't answer the door to anybody. And I would say to you, if you are young and you're just getting your own place, take my mother's advice. Do not answer your door to evil. If you don't invite evil in, evil cannot happen in your home. Take care of your home like it is your mind, the domain of your heart, everything. Treat your home like your castle. Don't mess around, because that's your private place. And people's energies can get into your home and start causing disturbance in your home, an unbalance of energy, vibrations that mean you no good and will only bring you harm. So be careful as well. Okay? I just wanted to tell you guys, that was a pretty scary story. But if you have any ghost stories, let me know and we can listen to them together. Take care, everyone. This is Storytime Saturday, and I want you to have a wonderful day. Gosh, have a gorgeous weekend. I'm here in the Dominican Republic. If you're thinking about moving here, if you're thinking about visiting here, then give me a shout, because I can definitely help you out. I would love to, whether you're looking to rent an apartment, short-term, long-term, or if you're looking for an Airbnb that you want to use as a passive income, or if you just need an airport pickup drop-off, or if you just need someone to sit down with and chat to. I also offer consultations. So if you're not quite sure if you even want to come yet, you're not quite sure what you're looking for, you can give me a shout on that. Or if you are ready to come and you just need to know what's going on with different areas, whether it's a beach area, the hill area, the countryside, which we call the campo, or the city, it doesn't matter. It has something to offer everyone. So you let me know what you're all about, and I can let you know what areas would suit your needs more. Alrighty, guys. Once again, I'm CERISE.FAIRFAX. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get those algorithms up, because I make these videos for you guys. Mwah! Take care. I love you. Huge hugs, loads of love, big blessings. Hey guys, thank you so much for subscribing and hitting that like button. I truly appreciate you. Now I have an opportunity for advertising for those of you that are business owners. Even if you have a YouTube channel too that you want to promote, you can promote on my YouTube channel, or you can also promote on my local television show. That's right, Living Good. We help people to advertise all around the world on an international platform. My show is on every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. and you can get a commercial spot during my television show. And we will advertise you on Facebook, Instagram, local television. Not only that, if you have a product or service that you sell online and you can send the product, or if you have a service that you offer, you can do that quite easily with Living Good. We love to encourage business owners to do their best. It's very simple to advertise with me. All you have to do is let me know what your product is. And guess what? If you live abroad, you can just send me photos of your business and I can make a commercial for you and it will air on my show and also on my YouTube channel as a paid promotion. I love advertising people that are in business because I've been in business for a while myself, and the support that comes from people abroad always feels so good. And now that I have a platform to advertise internationally with you guys, this is something that really makes me feel good. So, give me a shout. My number's on the screen and I can help you out. It is $200 a month for all of that advertising. And guess what? We go live on Facebook as well. So if you're not here in the Dominican Republic to watch the show locally, you can watch it on Facebook. And it is up there indefinitely. Thank you so much again for joining me. I'm Cerise, and I am looking so forward to you joining me each and every day on my YouTube channel. Take care of yourself, guys. Cuídate. That means take care of yourself in Espanol, in Spanish. Huge hugs, loads of love, and big blesses. Mwah.